A very good morning to you, our cherished viewers on this super channel, Football 360GH. I don't think we've met this early before. I think it was a fortnight ago where we met this early on a Saturday morning. But we have some exclusive stories that we'll have to break for you this morning. That's why we've come to your place of abode. I think only few of us are at work now. Myself have not been to work, and then I'm now preparing to go to work, but then I needed to do this video before I even set off to work. So good morning. Like I always do, I'll urge you to like this video when you get it, to share it to a friend, for a friend to also experience the video and share it to other friends, to drop your thoughts, your suggestions, your comments in the comment sections, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel by tapping on the bell button to become a part of the family. Thank you for doing that for me. Thank you for subscribing. So yesterday, during Extra FM's afternoon evening sports show, or their flagship sports show, being hosted by Little Ken, the latest intelligence, they had the presence, or they were met by the presence of I don't want to say former, but then Blackstars striker Kwabdo Wusu in their studios. We know Kwabdo Wusu was part of the Ghana under-23 team that Coach Ibrahim Tanko paraded somewhere in 2019. He went on to join the Blackstars squad for AFCON 2019, and he's been part of the Blackstars team until 2021, where he's been discarded since. Kwablo Wusu, I think he's in Kumasi now, and he's been on some media talk. 3 days ago, he was in the studios of Insure FM and was a part of their morning sports show. So yesterday, it wasn't surprising that he met the presence of Israel FM's flagship sports show in the evening. So during discussions, Kwablo Wusu made it known that he wouldn't want to go back to his former club or his parents' club, Frank Varos. You know, Frank Varos had issues with him, so he was sidelined for close to 5 months before he loaned to Ankara Group in Turkey, where he went on to score 9 goals in 14 matches and assisted twice. He scored four times in the Europa League and assisted twice as well. He's decided to pursue other careers, and so a host on the show put it to Kwablo Wusu whether or not he will consider signing of a Ghanaian club, especially the 2 clubs who are likely to go to Africa. BBN starts with the first lot to the CAF Champions League, and Kumasi Hassan Kotoko when they lead Golden Kicks on Sunday to the Confederations Cup. And Kwablo Wusu made it known that he wouldn't hesitate when the offer is good and he thinks it's a good deal in terms of cash, and he thinks he'll have the comfort and the luxury because he prefers playing at home, his homeland, to being outside. And so if the offer is good, it's lucrative, and he thinks it can sustain him, he'll go ahead and sign the contract. He mostly favors a move to Kumasi Asante Kotoko because you would see the affection, the affinity towards Kotoko, and the gravitational effects as to how he spoke about the club. And so Kwablo Wusu has made his intentions known that when the offer comes and the offer is good, he's going to consider it and then join the team. So if Kumasi Asante Kotoko has a good money somewhere that they had planned to go in for an experienced striker, plan to go in for a striker who is a goal poacher and can lead the attack going into Africa, Kwablo Wusu has given way that there are spaces around him that they can pass around and come to him, and then he will welcome their move. Second on their story, about 3 weeks ago, Kumasi Asante Kotoko went into negotiations with former Isuataman winger Walid Neymar Fuseni. It was on this channel that I confirmed to you that Hubert Jawu, Zakaria Fuseni, and Walid Neymar Fuseni has signed as Kotoko's new players. Since then, Hubert Jawu and Zakaria has penned down their contracts. Surprisingly, Walid Neymar, who began negotiations with management of Kotoko earlier, is here to sign. Nana Kwesi Appiah says I should send a warning to Walid Neymar Fuseni that he has until Monday next week to either sign or reject Kotoko's offer. They are not case, and so he can't be treating them with disdain and disrespect. These are men of repute. These are men who are, astute in their career and in their walks of life. And so yes, they want you to come join the club, but then you are movable. I mean, you are I mean, you can be moved past, and so they don't expect you to be always trying to play hide and seek with management of commercials and Kotoko. At first, you requested to have a part of the contract. They sent it to you. You told them you are studying the contract. They gave you time to study it. You came back to tell them that the money is not up to what you're expecting. They topped the money for you, and now he's trying to find some flimsy excuses. He says the 3 years contract they've awarded him is too much, and he will prefer a 2-year deal. Even if you prefer a 2-year deal, know how to go about it. Tell your management, tell your agents, so that they come and talk to the IMC of Kotoko. You don't stay in your hometown and be playing hide and seek with these men of integrity, these men of repute. So Nana Kwesi Appiah, IMC chairman of Commercial and Kotoko, has sent his sign or reject wording to Walid that if by Monday he's not signed a contract, they will move past him and go sign a different player, because he is not an undisputed player. He wasn't the best winger in the first round, and so he cannot be treating them as case. He cannot be treating them as nobodies. And so Walid has been given an ultimatum until Monday to either sign or reject Kotoko's offer. And I think it's good faith. It's been more than 3 weeks and you are unattached. It's not like they are dealing with the club and dealing with you. Since then, they've moved on to sign 2 players who are attached to clubs. I'm trying to make it known to you the level of disdain Walid has treated this man of integrity. And so Neymar Fusedi, you have until Monday, today is Friday, until Monday to sign a Kotoko contract or reject it, so that they know that they are moving on to a different player. Thank you. Coach Karim Zito is on the lookout for a defensive midfielder, and it's very difficult. His first target is Ismail Ado of Pando Butterflies. It makes it more difficult. So if you don't know Ismail Ado, Ismail Ado is a flamboyant, elegant, and intelligent defensive midfielder. He's not aggressive. He pressures, but then he doesn't pressure with that sort of bodies you expect DMs to pressure you with. And so he's a delight to watch. He gets the ball, blinks play between the midfield and the defense, controls pace, dictates how the ball should go, where the ball should go, sits deep, playmaking. I'm trying to give you a picture. I'm trying to create an imagery for you as to the player that Ismail Ado is. And what a boy. That guy is intelligent and elegant on the ball. If I'm to compare you with someone, I would say Andre Pirlo, not in terms of passing and passing accuracy, I beg you, but in terms of how he handles the ball, how he caresses the ball, how he's able to dictate play and to show where he wants the ball to go, how he's able to move his team from defense to attack. That's the play I'm talking about. I'm going to be one of the best DMs, if not the best. If not the best in the Ghana Premier League. So Ismail Ado is Kotoko's first choice for the DM. But there is an issue. You know, when Ismail Ado joined the under-20 team for the under-20 AFCON, he received lots of offers from Europe. So he's now considering those offers with his management. Then comes Kotoko's call. And so they hadn't rejected Kotoko's offer. They have added it as part of the offers that they are reviewing, and then they've communicated to Coach Karisito that they will get back to him. But this is what I'm picking. The boy has lots of wholesome offers. When I say wholesome offers, it means lucrative bids, and he wants to move forward. He's just 20, and he thinks that if he signs a 3 or 4 year deal outside and is able to do well, he'll get bigger stages and then probably join a team in the top 5 European league. So Ismail Ado is not looking around, he's not thinking local, he's thinking international, and he's thinking of how to move his career in football forward. It will be very difficult for Kotoko to get Ismail Ado. Very difficult until all the foreign bids collapsed before he turns to Kotoko. And I don't know what's going to make all those foreign bids collapse. Maybe he will fail medicals. God forbid, I wouldn't wish that on that talented youngster. But then, as to how he's going to favor a move to Kotoko over all those other moves, that's what I'm trying to say. That the probability of him joining Kotoko are currently, because Kotoko is a big club, I can give Kotoko about 10%. The probability of him joining other teams in Europe is 90%. So Kotoko has a tall ladder in front of them in their bid to convince Ishmael Ado to join them. But then you cannot rule it out. It's football, and then you can never say never. So Kwasi Kotoko first choice for DM is Ishmael Ado, and Ishmael Ado has placed Kotoko on pending that if his moves to Europe doesn't materialize, he'll come back and join Kwasi Kotoko and become a stalwart in their midfield. So Kotoko, also knowing very well that Ishmael Ado has offers, has lined up some alternatives. Now, Coach Karimzito has placed 2 phone calls to Nations FC. Now, if Nations FC doesn't resolve their technical issue with Coach Kasim Mengo, whether he's staying or going in, by the time they realize, all their standout performance will be gone. If they don't resolve their technical issues, because now, as it stands, the future of their technical management is in disarray. Whether Coach Kasim Mengo is going, whether Coach Masokonado is coming, whether Coach Mashirifan is coming, Nations FC ought to take a look at their technical team, even as they are thinking about how to restructure their management, because it's going to be very tough for them in keeping hold of their key players. Coach Karimzito has placed 2 phone calls on the same day, in fact, at the same hour, to Nations FC. First player, winger Victor Odro, formerly of Dreams FC. So you know where the connection is coming from, right? So Coach Karimzito is former coach of Dreams FC. He had coached the team for close to a decade before moving to join Kotoko as an interim manager. And so former winger that is worked with before, Victor Odro, who now plies straight for Nations FC, and has been a delight and a sensation the whole of this season, has received a phone call from his former manager Karimzito. And you know, Kumasi and Kotoko are on the market, and are on the chase for a winger, and so it's not surprising that coach will favor a move for a player he's worked with before. So Victor Odro has received a phone call from Coach Karimzito, and he has promised to get back to coach after the MTN FA Cup. After the MTN FA Cup on Sunday, Victor Odro has promised Coach Karimzito that he will get back to him so that they'll know how to make things official and so how to get the deal done. The second call went straight to Sadiq Al-Hassan. I don't know whether it's coincidence or something, because just last night, my friend Augustin Kwanzaa, founder and manager of GPL Extra and GPL Extra Plus, made his team of the season, and then in the midfield he brought Hussein, Sadiq Al-Hassan, and Ishmael Ado. I was like, who is this Sadiq guy? And then Augustin was trying to bring me in. He was trying to open me up to how a delight that guy is to watch. And then I said that I'll have to go back and watch this again, because I was thinking Andrew Sintibali will make the back, but then he said the reason why he chose Sadiq over Andrew Sintibali because in both matches that they played with Kotoko, Sadiq toppled Andrew Sintibali. And so yes, they both played exceptionally well in the season. In the head-to-head games that they bet, the 2 matches which Kotoko lost both to Daisy, Sadiq was the better player between himself and then Intiman. That's why I chose Sadiq. And so, and then that same night, I had that phone call from Coach Karimzito to Sadiq Al-Hassan. So I think I'll give Augustin 3 points to him. He showed that he's followed the league keenly. He has traveled to every center in the Ghana Premier League. So thank you. Salute. So Coach Karimzito's second phone call went straight to Sadiq Al-Hassan. So I think Kotoko has advised themselves that they are not putting all their eggs in one basket. They are not waiting on Ishmael Ado to whether to consider his European offers before he gets back to them. And so they are now favoring a move for Sadiq Al-Hassan. So this is FC2 players, Sadiq Al-Hassan, DM Bedforder, has received a call from Coach Carizito. He's promised to get back to him in the soonest of times. And former player of Dreams FC Springer, Victor Odro, has also received a call from Coach Carizito and has promised to get back to him after the MTN FA Cup. So Kotoko are going to be very busy on that Monday and Tuesday after the MTN FA Cup. Some players have received a Timbatu, others have promised to get back to the coach. Let's see how it goes. Chairman Alex Berdu. Yesterday, Chairman was in a state of anger. I mean, that's how I should put it, anger, because it wasn't delight watching that interview, and then agreeably so, and then understandably so, because Kotoko had the league on their path and decided to give it away. Even when it was left with 3 or 4 matches to go, they still could have pulled strings and win it. The same strings that Blackstars pulled, Kotoko could have pulled same, but then they couldn't. And it's because of the players. I think they gave the tie away too easily. I don't think they put up a fight. I think they became overly comfortable with the finals they've made in the MTN FA Cup and thought that winning the FA Cup would make the season a success. So they became relaxed, overly comfortable, overly relaxed, and that didn't help them. Chairman Alex Berdu has fighted Kumasi Asako to players that if they fail to beat Golden Kicks on Sunday to win the MTN FA Cup, most of them should have their contract terminated. Can't be. I don't know how you're going to receive this news, but then yesterday it has received disparity of tractions, some favoring it, and there's trying to raise up cogent argument to oppose it, right? But then I think you'll have to address this issue not in a one-sided way, because the players are not on their own. The players have a technical team. The players are working under a technical team, and the players are respecting the instructions of the technical team. I think until the last game against Vichy, where Kotoko were beaten 3-1, even though Coach Carizito didn't put play on his players indoors, they had an emergency meeting in the dressing room where he lambasted them. So it tells you that yes, the technical team is giving instructions, but then some of them have chosen not to, heed to it. You get it? But then because it has not become public, you don't want to put all the blame on the technical team and on the players. Do you understand me? If Coach Carizito and his management had gone berserk on his players in maybe a post-match conference, or any other ways, any of the media encounters he's had with the club, they know that the boys are not paying heed to the instructions, and they've decided to go all and decided to do whatever they want when they step onto the field. But because that sort happened until we heard of the briefing of the dressing room lambast, then we knew that some of them have decided not to play from their heart. So Coach Chairman Alex Berdu has fired some of the players that if they fail to win the MTN FA Cup over Golden Kicks on Sunday, he wouldn't want to see them in Kumasi. He wouldn't want to see them don the Kotoko shirt, and he wouldn't want to see them as part of Kotoko's team for this season. I don't know how they are going to move away from all those players and bring in an entirely new squad to their team. You don't want to do a wholesale transfer. You don't want to do a wholesale clearance and bring in. You want to maintain the core of your team. You want to maintain team chemistry, team strength, so that your team becomes strengthen year on year and not weaken year on year. And so Chairman Alex Berdu was angry and then angered to the core, so he couldn't control himself. He had to utter all those words. But I think the players must be talked to, not in that stringent and harsh manner, but then in a more decorum, in a more calm, in a more mild, in a more meek manner, so that the words go straight to their hearts in a softer way, so that they are able to see the value of the competition at stake, the value of what's at stake. They shouldn't think that even if you lose, the Golden Kicks are made it clear they're not going to Africa, so you have the African sport. It's not about the African sport, it's about a trophy, it's about the technical team, it's about some of the key men in the team wanting something to go present it to the life patron of the club, because he spent a whole lot of money on the club the whole of this year. So yes, Chairman Asmalu had every right to do so, but then I think he went overboard. He should exercise patience, he should exercise restraint, and I think he should even stop granting interviews, allow the other guys to do it. But then the players must be talked to and must be talked to well, that there is no chance to go lose on Sunday. They are not missing out on that title. They should go get it and present it to the life bridge of the club. Last story before I get out. Kamaradini to Kotoko on fire. The first Ghana Premier League club to tempt Medeama for their right back Kamaradini was House of Hook. Then some thought House of Hook were being overly ambitious, and then because the guy has gone to Blackstars, he's played a game for Ghana in the Unity Cup, and he's scored 8 times in the Ghana Premier League, assisted twice as a right back, and so he's a hot dog for top European clubs. But and so it was quite surprising when people heard that House of Hook has started tempting the boy with an offer to join their club. But then it seems they are out of the picture now. I don't know whether they've gotten a replacement or whether the alternative that the lineup has are giving them the credence to go ahead and submit an official offer. But then now it's between Kumasi and Kotoko, who is dealing with Medeama Sporting Club and management of Medeama. So Sunday after the MTNFA Cup game, Kotoko IMC chairman and Akwasi will be meeting some key stakeholders in Medeama to discuss Kamaradini Mamudu. Now this is how it will go. Medeama is insisting on the 800,000 Ghana cedis offer. No, they are not ready to negotiate it down, because they think that if they are to transfer him outside, even to the continent of Africa, they are going to get a good money. So if you want them to give it to you on the cheap in the local scene, you're not going to get it. Nothing less than 800,000 Ghana cedis is going to change the hands of most Parker to give our Kamaradini Mamudu. And so it's going to be a very difficult transfer for Kumasi and Kotoko to pull. Now, they have a transfer budget of 1.5 million Ghana cedis. So if a player is taking more than half of your transfer budget, you have 1.5 million Ghana cedis for transfer, and a right back is going to cost you 800,000 Ghana cedis. So after that transfer, you are going to be left with 700,000 Ghana cedis to beef up your squad for Africa. I mean, it will be suicidal, and then it will be one of the most low moment of football transfers. I didn't want to use that word. One of the most lowest moments in football transfers, right? And so I mean, the lowest movement in football transfers. If Kotoko have to go squash 800,000 Ghana cedis on a right back, when they have other aspects of their team to beef, and then they are just 2 weeks into the transfer window. So Medeama insists on 800,000 Ghana cedis for Kamaradini Mamudu. Kumasi and Kotoko will wish to negotiate it down, so that they can still have space to go sign other players to beef up their squad. So that's the update I have for you on Kamaradini to Kotoko. They've not given up the pursuit. They are still chasing the boy. They are still talking to Medeama, and they hope to negotiate the fee down and get him on the cheap. Somewhere around 300,000, Kotoko will be willing to do business. This has been our update for you on this morning of exclusives, morning of tidbits, morning of enjoyable football stories across the Ghana Premier League. Thank you for doing this with me. It has always been a pleasure coming to your place of abode, coming to your homes, coming to your place of leisure, and coming to wherever you find yourself whenever you're watching this video. Thank you for accepting me. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing to be a part. Continue to subscribe. Continue to share your thoughts in the comment section, and we hope to do the best and bring you the best of football news across the globe. Don't forget that later today we have the preview for the Club World Cup, the FIFA Club World Cup for you, and so you subscribe so that you'll be the first person to receive our videos whenever it drops. That has been your morning tidbits on Football 360 GH with myself, Ivan Siadon Bache, Medawasia, Enyado, Medawasia, Ibru, Medawasia, Ebra.